In this science project, you will use a pandemic simulation to investigate how vaccines and prior exposure or immunity can help prevent an outbreak of measles. Measles is one of the most contagious viruses in the world. Before a vaccine for measles became available in 1963, nearly everyone caught measles during childhood. While most people recover, having measles can be serious and even deadly. How do scientists measure how contagious a virus is? They use a mathematical term called R naught. R naught quantifies how many people, on average, an infected person could infect without immunity to the disease. For example, the R naught of COVID-19 is around 2 to 3. This graph here shows a simulation or prediction of a COVID-19 outbreak where time and days is shown on the x-axis on the bottom and individuals or percentages affected on the y-axis on the left. You can see there are different colored lines indicating different data. The number of infected individuals is shown with the blue line, which increases and then decreases over time. The number of individuals with symptoms is shown with a pink line and indicates just a small bump. The number of immune individuals is shown in yellow, which greatly increases over time with exposure. And the total deaths are shown in orange, which is nearly flat when we're looking at this many people. Now let's see how this compares to a measles outbreak. While COVID-19 has an R naught of around 2 to 3, measles has an R naught of around 12 to 18, which arguably makes it the virus with the highest known R naught value. This new graph shows a simulation of a measles outbreak in a population with no prior immunity. The simulation starts with 10 infected school-age children with an R naught of 18. The graph and table show that nearly everyone, over 95%, is quickly infected, shown by the blue line, with a rapid exponential growth pattern, and this impacts economic output and overwhelms hospitals. As people recover from the infection, the number of immune individuals increases, following a similar rapid exponential growth pattern. Take a moment to look at the two graphs here. How does the measles outbreak here, including the number of infected individuals over time, compare to the simulated COVID-19 outbreak? Check out the Science Buddies website for more COVID-19 variant outbreak simulations that you could compare this to. Being fully vaccinated against measles is considered the safest way to prevent contracting and spreading measles. Community immunity also plays a key role in how an outbreak can progress. Community immunity refers to the fact that if enough people in a population are immune to a disease, then they protect others who are not immune. This new graph shows a simulation of a measles outbreak with some decreased immunity to measles. This simulation starts with 10 infected school-age children, where immunity among children is 90%. Immunity among adults aged 18 to 64 is 92%, and immunity among the elderly, ages 65 and older, is 97%. How does this graph compare to the last? How has the number of infected people, shown as the blue line, over time changed? And how have the deaths caused by the outbreak changed? Overall, while this outbreak is less severe than the previous one, this outbreak takes longer to resolve. How much immunity is needed to prevent an outbreak from happening? To achieve this, we need to reach the herd immunity threshold, which is defined as the minimum percentage of the population that must be immune to a disease to prevent that disease from spreading. What is the herd immunity threshold for measles? To try and answer this question, you can use the SimPandemic sandbox on the Science Buddies website. To get started, press the Customize Settings button in the simulation and try testing the following. In the population statistics section, you can increase the percentage of immune individuals for children from 90% to 91%. Then click the Done button. Next, change the name for simulation and description for simulation to reflect the new scenario you are testing. We'll call this 91% immunity for children. Click the Run Simulation button at the bottom. Look at the new graph and table, being sure to zoom in all the way. Does an outbreak still occur? How does the total outbreak size compare to no starting immunity and some decreased immunity in the second simulation? You can continue to explore different starting percentages of immune individuals, including increasing the adult demographic group Try continuing to increase the percentages in the different demographic groups by 1% or 2% at a time. If the infected line, the blue line, includes a hill or mountain shape, that indicates an outbreak occurred. Can you identify the herd immunity threshold for measles? There are many other ways you can explore measles outbreaks using this simulation. So for more ideas and written instructions, make sure you check out the link in the video description. For over 1,000 other projects in all areas of science and engineering, check out our website at www.sciencebuddies.org.